Anagram detection. An anagram is the result of rearranging the letters of a word to produce a new word. Okay. Anagrams are case insensitive. Complete the function to return true if the two arguments given are anagrams to each other. Return false otherwise. So what it's asking is pretty much, can this word be turned into this word? It has two F's, two E's, that O, and T. So yes. So pretty much, if every letter in this word is in this word, it's an anagram. So if it's anagram, return true. If not, return false. That's the problem. Anagram detection. Let's go. New JavaScript file. I'm gonna go anagram detection. Go ahead and add that to Git. Exit out of these. And we're going to do some prep work. Actually, let's go ahead and train on there. Copy that. Put that there. Now we can do some prep work. Prep. Okay, what is the input we're looking at? We are looking at a string. Anagram result, blah, 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 true, two arguments. Yeah, you're gonna get a string. Are you gonna get one string or two strings? Yep, you're gonna get two strings. Two strings. And we want to return a Boolean. So we want to return true if the two arguments given are anagrams, false otherwise. Got it. So here are some examples. We already kind of went through some examples. You know what's going on. So okay, let's go ahead and do some pseudocode. Let's actually call this function down here is anagram with these two arguments. That's the test. Here is the original. Awesome. So I would say this is a perfect opportunity to use the regex, but I still haven't learned how to use them well enough. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try this, run this. Of course, nothing happens. So how are we going to figure this one out? So we pretty much want to know if every letter in here is in there. So what we can do, one way that I'm thinking of is take this string here and turn it into an array. If we turn that string into an array, so let's say, so I'm gonna take test and turn into array, and I want to make this like this. There we go. It's better. So when I convert that to an array, it's going to look something like, this is the test, that's the original. I don't think it matters which one, so we'll just take the test and change the test into an array. And once we put it into an array, it'll look something like this. And what we can do is just iterate over this to see if this letter is, well, the idea was I was going to say if this letter is in here, so, but the problem is when it comes to like two letters, it would just say yes, it's in there. Then it gets to here and say yes, it's in there. But if you have something like this, it's gonna say yes, it's in there both times, but really you can't spell that with that because there's two letters. So that approach wouldn't work. Another way I think you can do it with two of them. So go ahead and do the same thing. So I would take test and turn into array, and then I would take original, turn into array, and we would have something like this. And then at this point, I could say, is this in here? If this is in here, then pop it off or replace it with that. Then I'll say, okay, is this in there? Yep, it's in there, so I'll replace that with that. Is this in there? Yep, so I'll replace it with that. Is this in there? Yep, so I'll replace it with that. Uh-oh. Then I'll say, is this in there? Yep, then I'll replace it with that. Then I'll say, is this in there? Yep, and I'll replace it with this. And it goes through and it matched every single one, and now this doesn't have any characters in there. And what I can do after that is, so let's go ahead and write that down. So iterate over original, and let's say, what do I want to say? If okay, iterate over the original. If let's see, I'm not original over original, I'm iterating over the test. And if the test at this index is in the original, then I need to, if it's in there, so for example, the F, if the F was in there, I need to replace it. So I would take original dot, I think it's char at this index. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. Original I is just going to equal nothing. So that should replace that original at that index, that letter. So for example, if F is here, well, that wouldn't work. Yeah, I'd still have to figure out where that index is. So this would be original at original char at I believe, something like that. And I think what that should do is give you this original. It should get that array, and then it finds that character at that index, character at index I. No, that's not what I want. I want index of or something like that. I believe that's what it is, index of I. Am I doing this right? So let's see. So let's start over. So I'm going to go into this array. I'm going to grab F, and if F is in the original, what we want to do is find it in there. So we can find it in there. So if it's in the original, let's do that. Find it and set to variable. So you can say index of character, and then we need to remove it. And we can remove it by going into this array, which is original. We need to figure out what index it is, so we already saved it, so it'd be at index character, and we'll just set that equal to nothing, and that should work. and we can continue to loop through there and then go to that one and do the same thing. And at the end, we can see in the end if the original has anything left. So I think we can go ahead and do we would do something like original and join it, and that should create a string from that array. And I think what would happen is it would actually remove all of these, and the string would just be empty, I'm assuming. So I could say original is equal to this join, and then what will happen is we can return we want to return false or true if original length is equal to 0, else false. And I think this should work. So let's go ahead and code this one up. And I said what I want to do first is turn these both into arrays. So let test split equal, what is it, test and original. So test dot split, and then we're gonna let original split equal original dot split. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, it's because we're not coding in our block. Original dot split. So now we split those up, and we want to iterate over test. So for let I equal 0, as long as I is less than test.split.length, we can keep going. And what do we want to do inside of there? Let's say if test.split I, so if that element is in the original, so to find out if it's an original, we need to do original split that includes. So if it's in there, we need to say, okay, if it's in there, then we can do or original split, find the index. So let index, maybe we should do that up here. Let index char. So the index char will be equal to or split dot index of. I'm looking for the index of this character test split at I. So it's going to give us the character. So we did that. So now we need to remove it. If it's in there, we're going to remove it. So now we can do split at this index character and make that equal to it's empty. So that's removing it. That's what removing it is right there. Then at the end, we're going to join everything together. So or split dot join. Split is equal to or split dot join. Or maybe it's just or split dot join. We'll see. And right now, let's just console log this real quick to see where we are at. Console.log. and we aren't getting anything back, so let's do okay, let's do actually add something here. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure the tests work. Okay, so far we're looking good. Or split.join. Where we at? Or split.join, and then we need to return true if the original length is 0, else false. So return. Let's see. Ori split dot join dot length equal to 0. So if that is true, we want to just return true. Oh yeah, return true. Else return false. I guess we could just do that. We don't need a ternary. And this should, let's see, console.log. What is this returning? Hopefully we return true because that is true. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, another thing is, I wonder if the caps matter. It didn't say anything. Yeah, anagrams are case insensitive, so we need to lower all of these. Lower split. Lower case. And this one's the same. .2 lowercase, and that should work the same. And let's try this one and this one. So that is true as well. See if we can find one that's false. Round and round, of course. We should get false if everything goes awesome. So we got false, so confident about my answer. Let's go ahead and take this. It's Codewars. And go ahead and give a test. Okay, this one, same letters but different count. Expected true to equal false. Okay, which one did it test? It doesn't tell you. Oh, it tests these, I assume. Okay, so let's go ahead and test these out and see which ones we are failing at and why. Here, let's do whoop. That was true. It's true. Dumble and Bumble. It's false and false. Yeah, so all these should be false. Yes, I don't know where or why it's giving us an error. It's true, but this should be false. Oh, I see. So what happened here is, I thought I put that into my logic to remove it. So I think what's happening here is you have two P's and this one has one P, so it should bring false, but this is actually doing true. So like this might return back true as well. But that's still true. So let's see, test. I think this is because we're testing against the test and not the original. So let's try to go up into the original. That split. There we go. So now we got a fail there. And we just go change this one right here. Change that and give it a test again. Now we're good to go. And attempt that. And another failure. Let's see. Expected true to equal false. So this gave us true, but you wanted false. Test original. I got true and they wanted false. This is true, but it's supposed to be false. Let's see why. Oh, because it's going both ways, I see. Okay, so how do I fix this one? Okay, what if I took it out of both of them? Would that make a difference? So right here, I'm removing that character that I just counted or iterated over. What if I did it also in the test as well? But I don't think that would make any difference. Why is this giving me a failure? I was going through this original and it's seeing if, oh, that's another reason why. So it's not supposed to be original, it's supposed to be test split. So I changed it here, but I didn't change these. And this is supposed to be original. Test split, original, test split, test split. There we go. But I'm curious if this gets rid of all the errors. So of course it should pass. Okay, no. More errors. Round and ound. I clearly didn't understand the question then. Okay, let's go through this again. I'm splitting both of them up. This character index, and I am going through the original. And I'm checking if this is in there. Nope, I'm checking if test split is in there. Is this in there? Oh, now I see what's wrong. I never checked if it wasn't in there. If it isn't in there, I just need to return false. Because if there's no letter in here that's in there, it's gonna be false. Okay, last time, cross my fingers. It's a little bit longer for something that I thought was supposed to be kind of easy. We passed everything, learned a lot, and that is it.